Hey, good morning, everybody. Actually, good evening. Sorry about that. Got my time all messed up, but I'm back here on with you. I know it's been several days, but a lot has been on since then, and most of it has nothing to do with my podcast. So let's not go down that rabbit hole. But here we are today, working on a few articles here that are kind of been going on over the last few weeks here, and kind of want to give my 2 cents on it here. One thing that I kind of want to talk about is Charlie Kirk and his death and some of the aftermath and all of the firings and just all of the crap that has happened since then. I'm not condoning it, any violence, et cetera, et cetera. But the poor choice of words that a lot of these people that are getting fired, et cetera, could have waited off. Well, at least let the man be buried before you start bashing the crap out of him, bashing his family, etc. If you didn't like the man's views, protect them under freedom of speech. The thing is that I'm saying about it is that it's their free speech too, and they weren't like be shaming him or anything like that. It was just common words on their side should be protected also as freedom of speech. But a lot of people don't see that way. They see it as trying to be the cutthroat or what do you want to call it? And in doing so, the people that hire them have expectations from them of where to go and not to go on wording, and not following that can lead to their code of ethics saying, hey, you broke the code of ethics of our job, we have to let you go. Can they fight that? I don't know, because I'm not a judge or a lawyer or anything like that when it comes to that matter. So, but yeah, like I said, that just doesn't make sense. One semi positive of it is Charlie's wife has been named the new CEO of Turning Point USA, which was Charlie Kirk was the co-founder of it, and it grew to quite the popularity in a short time. I mean, to have a CEO of a big business at 31, it's pretty amazing. So, but today that said they chose to have his wife uh, be the new CEO on it, and I hope that she comes with the steam engine basically that happened because of her husband's death. That she's able to reach out to more people, a bigger um, cast of people, not to get people on their sides, but just to show them that it's a good thing to talk and talk it out instead of using violence. And hopefully that's the manner they continue to do and put forth. And, let people know that this isn't about violence. This isn't about, you're right, I'm right type things. It's just discourse and conversation about things so that we don't do to the violent shooting, etc. So if you do want to look into Turning Point USA, it said it is a bigger, wide-braced platform that they use to post a lot of different news deal, give you some different aspects of what go on, some different views of it. It's tpusa.com is the address. Go in there and check it out sometime, see if it's a media deal that you would be interested in looking at, or, even give me some feedback that you've had that you thought wasn't newsworthy or whatever, not criticizing or whatever, just, where you might land on a different area that some other people don't, especially when it comes to students, their events, media, any news sources come out of there. All right. We're going to go on here to, here's the next thing back there up a little bit here. I understand that Charlie Kirk was a huge known figure, but there's a lot of other bigger stuff going on in the world. How many days are they going to go through of keep his top, top 20, 30 articles are all about him and what he stood for, etc. You would think there would be within a short amount of time something bigger that's going on that would meet the criteria to meet the top articles of what's going on in the world. There were the shootings in Texas, Georgia. There was two in Minnesota that had issues going on, and several in other parts of the United States. Some storms that are happening too that I didn't see any recognition for them. So yeah, when is the time to stop? So what are you guys' feelings on that? How long should a person be top center news regarding things like that? And what would be the right thing to do when you're carrying it over to the next top cycle? Just an opinion. It doesn't mean either person's right or wrong, but share your thoughts on it. And then still here, we're going to talk about is former Vice President Kamala Harris. And I just because I don't get it. There's been 2 or 3 articles recently here about she would have chose a different primary mate. You know, she would have changed all this and that, but not once did she state that she should have freaking went in opposite direction of being stuck to Biden and all his failed things. My opinion, but failed things. Not saying she would have won, but had she came out saying, you know, we're going to reach out and we're going to secure the border and we're going to make sure that it's actually secure this time and not be downplayed by the former president, which he did. He downplayed it big time. Meaning at that time, they let over 10, probably 11 million people into the world. Excuse me, into the United States, unvetted, give them all kinds of money, plane and bus trips to wherever they wanted to go, etc. That's what she's known for, and because she tied that right to Biden and didn't put anything down. And at the beginning, he said, "You're in charge of the border," and neither of them did anything. They kept saying, "Oh, we got to wait for Congress and Senate to do all this." Well, guess what? Within the first 2 months, Trump had it freaking secure it's ever freaking been, going back way past Reagan for sure. Anyway, just I don't understand why she's even relevant to even talk to, and as far down as she's on the ladder, she's actually thinking about running again in 2028. I'm like, lady, you already see that you have no credibility, you have no chance of winning in the White House. I mean, they could put the worst person in the world up against you, and that worst person would probably win. And that's just my opinion on that. So she's not strong enough. There's quite a few other women that might have won it. Even Hillary Clinton, for example, and that was kind of part of my next topic, is she's been out of the limelight for 9, 10 years now, whatever that figures out. But why are they still interviewing her on current events and what her opinion is? I mean, you would think they'd want to keep her quiet and not attach her to big things, especially we know now that she was part of the Russia conclusion. You know, her, Obama, and the other ones got it going and made the choice to do it. Why does her opinion matter? You know, I mean, you would think they would want to be in the basement hiding like freaking Biden did in 2020. You know, to keep him shut so that people didn't see how incompetent he was at that time. And incompetent and does not mean that he was a bad person, doesn't mean that anything else, but he should not have been running the country, period. You know, the people that were helping him is anybody that was supporting him should be in jail right now. I mean, on most things, they committed treason. But had me or you done it, we'd be in jail with freaking black and white stripes and orange stripes, you know. But it's just sickening on how that happens. So kind of along that line a little bit in there. So obviously January 6th happened almost 5 years ago. The Democrats led Congress in there. They did all their investigation and stuff, found 0 things on it. They burnt the stuff that they did find, which is, I think I've said it on the last podcast, that they were, it's federal documents. You can't destroy them. And now, for some ungodly reason, the Republican-led Congress is going to open up the case again. We've went through this before. We don't need it at this point. We know what they did wrong. We know that they won't be held accountable. Why go through and spend the money and the time, etc., on this? It should be just, used as a tool going forward to set up guidelines regarding this stuff for safe protections. It should be that anyway, even if this, wouldn't have happened. There's no reason that this shouldn't have got caught, flagged, and everything else. And dog bit my finger, little turd. I'm back here. The next kind of deal that we're going to lean to, kind of swishing the plate just a little bit here, is about Kash Patel and his term since he was put into office. I don't like the ways he's done multiple things, and then how some of them he's not done a full job, and if he has, he's not portraying it to anyone. There was more to these Epstein files, and we know it. The public knows it. The public's not dumb. Pam Bondi had said that they were on her desk, and she was going to go through them and put everything out public. If she looked at them and said that she was going to put them out, to me, right then and there, if she's already read them, she should know if there's anything that's there to put out. So I don't get all the hype on that. And then a nothing burger, is Kash Patel have a foot on him on what he can and cannot release, is where I'm leading. And if there were any high figure people involved in all this, being part of this investigation of the federal government, everybody has the right to know. I mean, these are some high powered people in high level areas. We have a right to know of how much they did, how bad of things they did, etc. And if that's the case, is it out there, and why aren't they being prosecuted for these? Because, if it was anybody else that didn't have the name or the backing or whatever, we would be in federal prison for it, not just normal prison, normal jail, etc. It would be federal capacity level, And I'm just getting tired of that. And kind of share, guys, here, if you have any of the same thought process as me on all the conversations that we ever have, etc., feel free to message me back on Facebook. I said I did share earlier the Facebook page also. So, or not Facebook, sorry, the YouTube channel. And that's where I post these videos, is on both of those platforms. Still trying to figure out how to get them to other platforms, but those are the two most common of people that I know use. So if there is a particular one you want it posted to, I'd be happy to post over there. Just give me the information and I'll get it done for you. But yeah, like I said, back there, Kash Patel, it just doesn't add up of everything he's done. I mean, the handling of the person that shot Charlie Kirk, that was a screw up. I want to know why. Where did he get his information, and why was it different than what everybody else had? He should have been the one in the first ones to know the true deal on it, and he should have verified it before he released it to the public. Who knows what went on in the middle there? It might have just been trying to get somebody to get him on air speaking incorrectly. And if so, the person who gave him the information should be up on charges for falsifying information. So we need to know why and who did this, etc., because it's not right. And especially if it was valid, that they validated it to him to basically make him look like a fool to the government, the other person needs to be held accountable for it. And hopefully this is a learning lesson for Patel that, hey, you might want to third check things before you go out and see him, especially with this high profile of an incident, because this is what they call it was assassination. It wasn't just a normal shooting. It was predatory. It was everything. It wasn't just, somebody broke in my house type shooting. And this was a very, very star person that they were trying to take out, period, take him out. And back in the story just a little bit, back to him, Charlie Kirk, is it was a part of the Democrat deal of saying specifically, we have to take them out at any cost. Got to take them out. You know, go back. I had a video on here and I shared it. Go back and hold these people accountable for what they're saying. It's totally ridiculous that they're getting away with saying all this stuff. I'm gonna quick here put it on pause because I know I have a video. I want to share that video real quick with some of the stuff that they've been saying, the Democrats and others like. So I'm gonna be right back with you. Okay, back here on the line here. I'm gonna go ahead and bring in the video that I want to share. And just a second, I have to get to the right one, so it pulls it in. All right. So this is a video I pulled in here. Just takes a few seconds to where we can actually play it. So, come on. I'm sorry, my deal is just not working correctly for some reason. I'm working on it, guys. Please be patient with me. Why isn't that going in there where I can have it? Might have to start this all over again. Sorry, guys. So just give me a moment here. Excuse me. There we go. Got it in there, but why is it not playing? I'm gonna try again. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, thanks. I'm looking back here, Star. I got to get this so it starts over at the beginning of it. And here we go.
Fighting fire with fire. I know he's actually a Satan's one, but there are people who want to fight. Get out of their damn ways. There's chaos. So far, and then they start to take matters into their own hands. Yeah. There will be new sometime. Just say that there will be new. Donald Trump is very much alive. And it is not the light of truth, but in the shadow of lies. Biggest terror threat in this country is like that. The last time an actor assassinated the president. Property and democracy under assault by Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans.
This who has knocked over the head quite home.
Whatever is necessary in order to say that.
We love a good fight.
We Democrats are fighting as hard as we can. Democrats are fighting as hard as we can, threaded it anyway, but we're fighting back.
And that is a threat to this country. MAGA Republicans have made their choice. They embrace anger, fighting far more than Donald Trump, and he is a fascist to his core.
We're in war.
So you have to go whatever is necessary in order to save the country.
And that's why the gloves are off.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
And yes, there are many threats to democracy. We see it with these extreme candidates.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. So far. And then they start to take matters into their own hands.
You know, I think some of this two different clips are meshed together, but some of it's different people saying the same thing. And where is the accountability for a lot of the wording that these people are saying? Because to me, they're basically saying you need to take whatever it takes to get these people out of office, etc. You know, and you can hear the deal, kick them while they're down, all that stuff. That has no place in politics. If you want to beat them at the ballot box. You know, there should be never any call of violence by any elected official, whether it be from the president all the way down to the handyman of the smallest city in the country, basically. You know, you keep your politics out of that. You know, you need to be held accountable for everything that's said and done. That being said, with the Supreme Court doing it to the president, basically, as long as he is in the president's capacity, he is immune from, seems like they're saying everything, which I don't agree with, because that basically took the gloves off of things that Democrats will do and put in place and underneath the president and pass it off as something legal, basically. And if they're in the House and Senate run deals and they have this said person in office, they can push pretty much anything through. He can do it through executive order. And if there's 4 years where they don't debate it to try to get it off there, we're screwed. So I think all presidents should be held accountable for the things they say and do. I mean, they're at the highest level in the government. You have to watch what you say. I mean, yes, you can say some unique things, but keep your own lifestyle and stuff, or whatever it is, out of your presidential comments. There's a time and a place for all those. But yeah, it's just crazy how the left said they're, oh, we're not the violent type. We're not the violent type. Well, look, and these 2 clips here, excuse me, has basically said they're full of crap. Someone's words coming out. And this isn't the only one. Go and look this up in all the other news deals. This was just 2 of them I happened to grab from Facebook. I know they're posted on all different other platforms too. But where can you find any articles with Republicans calling all of this, calling out arms, to things? Even like in January 6th, when I think Trump called for bringing the arms, building guns, lies, whatever. He didn't do that. He said march peacefully and patriotically to the deal. At no time did he say do violence, cause violence. And I think I've said on one of the last ones is that, he's not being held accountable for this. Well, guess what? He didn't tell him to do it. And we know that there was people planted in there that were not his true supporters, labeled as in maybe yes, but not his true supporters. The true supporters do not do something as stupid as that. And one of the deals that kind of, I don't know what the word is, it makes it seem like it was more people shoved into place was them deleting all of the documents of the investigation. That just clams all of it. And then not reporting that, there was multiple FBI informants and other FBI agents in there, potentially encourage them to go into the Capitol and everything else. So Rapps was one of them. He got like a misdemeanor with some time served, or not time served, but slap on the wrist, basically, when he was one of the ones who were encouraging him to go into the Capitol. Even on right before they started to break the wall down, basically, he was seen on camera. And the other one on there is that people aren't being told that, some of these dealers, they hardly get anything. They didn't even go into the Capitol. We're 2-3 years waiting to even see a judge. I mean, where is the, the right to a speedy trial? 3 years isn't a speedy trial, especially somebody that should have probably got a misdemeanor and a slap on the wrist, just like Rapps did. But no, they want to prove a point to all Republicans. So I'm glad that the judge that we have now in DC is more down the middle type person. So hopefully she's able to stay there the rest of the 4 years and hopefully even beyond that if that's what she chooses. But we'll see what happens from there. But, all right. Well, I will try to do a little bit more tomorrow, bring some more topics and stuff. I'm really working hard in finding somebody to bring in to interview to try to, have more of a debate, make it a little bit more than what I'm doing today. Like I said, it is something that I'm learning and growing from on a daily basis, especially not having much knowledge in this and trying to find the right equipment to use, the right cameraing, backgrounds and things like that. I'm just pulling them out of things I know on articles and stuff. So if you have any tips or tricks or anything you're willing to share, please reach out. And I'd be happy to at least look through them and see if it fits with my agenda, basically. Everybody have a good night and be safe.